Are you Crystal Jordan? And based on some of the information in the pre-sentence report, I want to have Ms. Julian tested also before we go forward with sentencing. Ms. Julian, have a seat in the jury box. We're going to have a drug test done. When do you use meth?
I use meth now around people. I've been using it. I stay with a girl. She's pregnant, and I'm not sure if we.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
You're typically not going to test positive just for being in the same area.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay.
Mhm.
If you're that close to somebody using it, then you know better.
Yes.
And there's already an issue because you're here for a sentencing in clause number 25 DCCR 1393.
Mhm.
And you've already have been on probations, felony probations that have been revoked. And in addition, you deny that you even knew what was going on the day. And so you denied the offense. And so for those reasons at this time, based on, I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to not accept the plea agreement, but what I am going to do is I'm going to raise your bond in your case today, and I'm going to raise it to $50,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Set the case 2 weeks for sentencing. I'm not going to sentence someone if I think they're under the influence.
Yes, ma'am.
We've already got, I feel like, maybe not. Hold on. Can they do a substance abuse evaluation in custody?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
How long would that take?
We can get it done this week. Should be able to get it done this week.
All right, so I'll reset the case 2 weeks. We'll get a substance abuse evaluation taken care of, and then if there's any recommendations based on that, then we will get that taken care of.
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you make that $50,000 bond,
Mhm.
a condition of it is that you have to wear a drug patch
Yes,
at
ma'am.
all times.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care who you're around, what you're doing. If it
Mhm.
tests positive, I'm going to have to assume that it's because you're using.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're living somewhere where people are using methamphetamine,
Mhm.
you ought to not be living there.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Go back with the bailiff.
Oh.
Are you Alexander Thornton? Just a second. And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Thornton, in cause number 24, DCCR 0323, you're charged with a second-degree felony offense of fraudulent use or possession of a credit or debit card in an amount between 10 and 50, and that's from September 23rd of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge? Guilty or not guilty? Okay, so you signed some paperwork here with your attorney, Mr. Barrington, for a plea of guilty with an exchange for a plea bargain. Is that not what you want to do?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Depending on what the my back time was.
So here's the thing. First of all, first thing is either you did it or you didn't
Yes,
do
ma'am.
it. You don't get to say I did it, but only if I get a great deal and whatever. Either you did or you didn't. So if you want me to accept a plea agreement, either take responsibility or we can have a jury trial. I mean,
Your Honor, is that could I have a moment with my client?
yeah, sure. Because it looks like this is for that there's some credit that he will receive, but I'm going to make sure everybody knows if it's a plea for TDC that he's got to go into custody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, I'll hold it for a minute.
Thank you.
Let's see, back on the record with Mr. Thornton. Mr. Barrington, are y'all ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I am. Is that I'm going to need to make a record with my client,
Sure.
if I may. Mr. Thornton, would you please state your name for the record?
Alexander Thornton.
Okay. Now, sir, a couple of weeks ago, the state made a plea offer to us of 3 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And at that time, I went over that plea offer with you, and you said that you were interested in taking that, accepting that, but that we needed to straighten some things out with some pending cases in Jasper. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so isn't it correct, sir, that we came before the court, told the court we were going to accept this deal, correct?
Correct.
And since that time, I've negotiated and discussed things in Jasper, is that, and tentatively had a deal worked out for you up there, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And is that, and so then today we appeared here today, correct?
Correct.
is that I went over the paperwork with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is that you signed the paperwork, correct?
Correct.
And it was the offer that the state made, correct?
Correct.
In that you, and I also went over the range of punishment with you in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I explained to you that the range of punishment in this case is no less than 2 years and up to 20 years, correct?
Yes, sir.
And also, you also faced up to a $10,000 fine, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I also went over the fact of that you were going to have to plead guilty to this offense, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that you signed the papers, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that, and then we got up here, is that in the court asked you how you pled, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, you informed the court that you were pleading not guilty, right?
Correct.
And we took a break and we went out in the hall, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I discussed the fact of if you believe in your innocence, that you cannot plead guilty to something that you did not do, right?
Correct.
Okay. And at that time, you professed to me your innocence, correct?
Correct.
Is that, and I said, okay, do you understand that by pleading not guilty in this case, that the state is going to revoke their plea offer of 3 years, right?
Correct.
And that in all probability, we're going to have a jury trial in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that you could, if you're, and that's going to be a guilt innocent phase, right?
Yes, sir.
And then with a jury of your peers, and then also going to include, if you're found guilty, a punishment phase, right?
Correct.
And I explained all that to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand everything that I explained to you?
Yes, sir. I did.
Okay. And do you understand that if you persist in this, that this plea offer is off the table, we're going to trial? That's what the prosecutor's informed me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so, do you fully understand the way these proceedings are going at this point?
No, sir. I don't.
Okay. Well,
Here, let me.
Yes, ma'am.
That's. I mean, I think anything further you need to get into is attorney-client
Yes,
privilege,
ma'am.
probably. So, Mr. Thornton, it's real easy. Either you enter a plea of guilty, accept responsibility for a plea offer. You could enter a plea of guilty, accept responsibility, leave your punishment open to the court, or you can go to a trial and let a jury decide. Those are your three options. So all I need to know is what you want to do, and I want to make sure you do understand that if you don't want this deal and you're not guilty, that's fine. That's what juries are for. But you will not get this offer again after today. So if we put it on the trial docket, it will be expected to go to trial. If you change your mind later, it will be to some different either plea agreement or open to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what part do you not understand?
Well, Your Honor, if I could maybe feel free to explain.
Well, here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to talk about the facts of the case. Okay. I'm taking a look at the probable cause. I have a very limited understanding of what the allegations are. That's kind of not my position right now or what I need to be getting into. That's for either a jury. But your attorney, Mr. Barrington, obviously knows what the state's evidence is and what they would put forward at a trial in front of a jury. So that's important for you to discuss with him. You have every right, again, to have a jury decide if you're guilty and what your punishment would be. And what do you want to do?
I would like a jury trial.
All right. So I'm going to delete this paperwork. We'll set your case on the trial docket. I'm going to make a notation. I don't necessarily need a rejection since we've really kind of gone through this. There will be a notation of what this offer was. And again, that offer's off the table after today. And we'll get your case on the trial docket. Mr. Barrington will be in preparation for trial. All right. You're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May we be excused?
Yes.